Good evening. Welcome back to the Late Night Hood. This is 24th April 2023, 10:08 p.m. and we're doing a pretty late session today because I got pretty late. It was like 7:15 trying to figure things out. And I thought, man, I should just go to the gym and come back and do this documentation. I fumble on this word every damn time. Let's come back and do this documentation session post the dinner. And now that I'm doing it, I think that, man, it's a lot more nicer. I mean, one very good important thing I'm feeling from within right now is that I've brought the snowball close to my mouth. It's not there on the pretext of keeping it connected to the computer. Because from what I've understood, this device is very, very good only when you keep it super close to your mouth. But as soon as there is distance in between your the source of the sound and the microphone, it's going to be a problem because there's going to be a lot of noise that it captures, and when you try reducing that noise, and it starts affecting the voice itself, and it's not as pleasing as I want it to be. Now, the title here, the one important thing that I want to bring up is the fact that we're currently experiencing flow state in every single aspect of life, but primarily in the 3D character animation plus design plus everything that I'm trying to do here. And again, the flow state is when your skill set matches your challenge level perfectly, and that is exactly happening to the point that right now in Blender, with everything that I have been learning, I'm at a point that if I get stuck somewhere, I can go onto the internet, onto YouTube, and onto these courses that I've bought, and I can learn and understand what is being done. But I'm also not at the point where I know everything. So that's a very, very beautiful position to be in, because it's like flow state all the time. Now, I woke up at 4:20 today. That was not a very good start, because what it does is it puts my Nitnem part ending at 6:30, 6:35. Which is not ideal because the sun comes out by that time, and ideally I want to finish the part by 6 o'clock because the sun just starts coming out by 6 o'clock. So I need to keep trying to wake up at 3:30, maximum 3:45. 4:20 is like when my backup alarm rings. It's like, oh, everything is snoozed, so even this will like at least get me through somehow. Then at 8:34, aiming to complete as much as possible from 6 episodes of show 1. By 10:25, I had completed 5 episodes of making for show 1. Then I slept. Then at 12:12, have about half an hour's time before breakfast. About an hour's time. Just got off a call to figure full-time job work for the week. Most likely need to share character designs by EOD, so can finish one remaining episode, upload 6. 1:35, I had done uploading 6 episodes for show 1. Now I need to upload the done episodes for show 2 and show 3. This is still pending. I have to do that maybe tomorrow, day after, because this week is the last week of the month, and that's a traumatic thing every single month, a recurring pattern. 13:36, switching to work on the character design and full-time job. Now, this is what I want to primarily document. Now, I've made a ton of versions because every time I was joining things, I was kind of concerned. So currently we are at here where I have this character design that I've more or less done myself. There is this cloth that I made today. If I go like sequentially, and then, oh my god, then the sleeve and then the collar and everything. This was a lot better initially, but then I had to retopologize it using quadri measure, so it's gotten a bit torn apart, if you will. I don't know why. Does shade smooth help it? Yes, it does. Yeah, shade smooth does do some good stuff. Shade auto smooth? Nope. Shade smooth. Yeah, looks a little better. Things are a bit wonky behind as well. But anyway, the major progress is the fact that now I have a Rigify rig that I pretty much made myself, and yeah, I can move things. It's not perfect. Like the IK control is kind of working, but you see when I'm bringing this up, the leg is getting affected for some reason. I don't know why. There is always a weight pain situation that has to be figured. That was the last bit of thing that I was trying to figure today, though. Other than that, it's pretty okay. I think this is the one which turns them. Hey, yeah. RR. Yeah. Oh my god, that is scary as hell. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, meri wali car. Primarily, the thing that I learned today is when you want to rig anything, you do not need to join all of the meshes into a single mesh. And this is a mistake that I was doing. Over here, I have actually put everything into one single collection. So Ahana is the name of this character, because I couldn't think of any other name. And there's a story behind Ahana. There's this girl I met at Joggers Park on yesterday. So I couldn't think of any other names, so there we go. So Ahana combined has all of these things here: the retopologized body, brows, coat, eyes, and I haven't like clubbed all of it into one. And what you do is you select all of it once you make your meta rig, right, and you make it fit. Let me actually just reset everything. Okay, once it's like all in here and everything works, hopefully, you take your all of the objects in this collection, you shift it with the shift select with the armature and say Control P automatic. The second thing obviously was one thing which I was trying very hard to figure, but I couldn't for some reason, and that is weight painting. What you can do is, I'm just gonna shut my meta rig off because we don't need that. Apparently what you can do is you can select your rig, okay, and then you can select your mesh, like any part of the mesh or all of it, and you can go into weight paint mode. And now there has to be a functionality here where you control click on one of these bones and it should show the weight paint of that particular thing. And he was actually even able to move this, but I'm not able to. I'm referring to CG Dive here. In his video he shows that you can select and you can, like over here you see this. I am not quite sure why it turns pink completely. Like, what is it trying to say? It is a deformed bone. With the armature, if we're going to pose mode, this bone is deforming. See, deform is checked. But I don't know, there seems to be a learning curve still. I haven't quite figured. We're at 8 minutes. If I do control select this, everything is pink. What's that supposed to mean? If I, okay, I'm supposed to paint it over, but then this was already affecting it. Add with a weight of 0.535 strength. You first want to see what problems you're facing. So come in here into the pose mode. I see when this is moving, you see that the coat is moving for some very weird reason. I don't know why. And why is this mesh going through my jacket? I think I can just make the jacket bigger. That's an easy fix. But the problem here is that this should not be moving the coat, right? So what that means is that the rig, and you select the coat mesh and you say weight paint. Now when I select this bone here, there shouldn't be anything affecting here. So if I make this subtract, the problem is when I move this, it's not just this bone which is moving, it's all these other bones as well. There's obviously the manual way of doing it, where you go into the mesh and go into the weight paint for the mesh. Now what you do is you go into the vertex groups and see that over here is something R is affecting the coat. So pelvis is fine, shin, foot, yeah, you want to stop at that bone which has a bit of paint. Yep, yeah, got it. So this is the culprit. Forearm R has inside here a bit of a color. How am I supposed to know like inside color? Yeah, a little bit of that we need for the forearm. You just subtract it and hope that it works. Now forearm R001 also has some color here. So I don't know why the color notation is black and blue. This breast R, why is it affecting these parts? So this is like a manual way if you're not able to figure out what. Now if I take my armature, go into pose mode, and we want to go back to IK and I move it. I am still moving this thing. What is wrong? Okay, I think right now it's the leg which is the problem. So I'm going to let's just select the rig, go into the leg and say weight paint, and over here it's all pink. I don't understand the idea of pink. Like what pink? You see that now it's fine. So if I go into my upper arm, forearm, shoulder, even if there is some color inside, how am I gonna see it? Forearm. I think what I have to do is just settle for the fact that for now I have a rig which is kind of workable to the point that I just need to pose it. Oh my god. Oh, this is so wrong. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And I've loved documenting this part because the video feels very cinematic because I've changed the position of the fill light now. Fill light, the ring light. I'm not very sure if I'm getting the terminology right. But anyway, I have to quickly edit this video now, and I'm actually thinking about the fact that it would be nicer if I can just document towards the end of the day, because this is like a very calm and composed state of mind. I am in not kind of a rush like I am, trying to wrap everything before I go to the gym. The only thing is, normally at this time around I will just be like preparing to sleep, listening to Maskinji's Katha. That's what I always do. Like even right now, if you see one of my tabs, I've been listening to Maskinji Katha. But this is like a good thing. Okay, other than that, one important thing I had to document is throughout the day there were instances where from the full-time job we need an editor, we need an animator, and there is no one in the team who can work on it. And I've taken up this project which requires me to work on it throughout the week, and I don't even know if by the end of the week I'm going to be able to pull off the animation of what I'm thinking in my mind. Throughout the day I was like, no, hire a freelancer or whatever, and that's like a constant struggle. It's going to be a constant struggle for a while, I believe, but I'm going to just trust the process and have faith in the fact that things will turn out well eventually. On that note, I'd like to end this session. Thank you so much for being in the Khud. I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.